Hello and welcome to Diplomatic Derivatives. In this series of lectures, we talk about international relations. Today, we discuss and decode Pakistan-Saudi Defense Pact, specifically understanding whether it's a vindication of Pakistan's nuclear strategy or a dangerous gamble. Pakistan just signed a historic defense cooperation deal with Saudi Arabia, one that's being seen as a major shift in regional power dynamics. But at the same time, Islamabad has accepted parts of Trump's 20-point plan on Israel-Palestine, the deal many call a betrayal of Palestinian statehood. So what's going on here? Is Pakistan playing a double game? Is it selling out Palestine? Or is this a clever diplomatic move to protect its national interest in a hostile geopolitical climate? On 17 September 2025, Pakistan and Saudi Arabia signed a comprehensive defense cooperation agreement focusing on military training, intelligence sharing, defense production, and possibly joint operations in the future. It's the most formalized security pact between the two nations in decades, solidifying a long-standing military-to-military relationship that includes Pakistani officers training Saudi forces and Saudi financial support to Pakistan in times of crisis. The agreement also comes at a time when Saudi Arabia is trying to diversify its defense partners and reducing dependency on the US, while Pakistan is seeking to reinforce its relevance in the Middle East. So, why now? Because both countries need each other more than ever. Saudi Arabia is rethinking its military and regional posture under Vision 2030. Pakistan is in the middle of an economic and diplomatic crunch and needs partnerships that deliver more than speeches. This deal is also being interpreted by analysts as a strategic extension of Pakistan's nuclear umbrella, implying that Saudi Arabia sees Islamabad as a backdrop in case of future regional threats, especially involving Iran. Now here's the controversial part. While Pakistan was firming up this deal with Riyadh, it also gave quite support to Trump's 20-point plan, which includes a two-state solution under terms largely dictated by the US and Israel. So is this Pakistan still standing with Palestine or just following Saudi Arabia and the US for strategic cover? Domestically speaking, Pakistanis have always viewed the Palestine cause as non-negotiable, a sacred duty tied to Muslim solidarity. But geopolitically, Islamabad has increasingly moved in step with Saudi Arabia, which itself is edging towards formal normalization with Israel. So is this doublespeak? Or is it simply realpolitik necessary for survival? Now let's zoom out. This deal could also be viewed as a vindication of Pakistan's long-term nuclear doctrine. Since the 1990s, Pakistan has projected its nuclear capability not just as a deterrent to India, but as a broader strategic asset for the Muslim world. With Saudi Arabia now formalizing defense ties, some analysts argue that Pakistan's quite consistent nuclear strategy has finally paid off. But others warn this is a risky game. By drawing closer to the Gulf's shifting alliances, especially as Saudi inches towards Israel, Pakistan could find itself trapped in conflicts it didn't start, or in positions it can't morally justify. So is this deal a strategic masterstroke or a betrayal of core values? Here is the real analysis. Pakistan's leadership is making a calculated shift away from strictly ideological foreign policy towards a more pragmatic, interest-driven diplomacy. By doubling down on military ties with Saudi Arabia and quietly aligning with frameworks like the Trump's Middle East plan, Islamabad is trying to maintain relevance, secure funding, and protect its own survival in an increasingly polarized region. It's not selling out, but it is gambling, because if the public begins to perceive this as abandoning Palestine or simply towing Saudi and American lines, then the government risks a domestic backlash that could weaken its legitimacy. And let's be clear, no amount of F-16s, defense deals, or joint military drills can save a government that lost public trust, especially in a country where national identity is deeply tied to causes like Kashmir and Palestine. So yes, Pakistan may have pulled off a clever geopolitical move, but it's walking a razor edge between strategic gain and moral compromise. If it stumbles, what looks like diplomacy today could become a long-term liability. So, what do you think? Has Pakistan played the regional chessboard wisely, or has it sacrificed principle for power? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk strategy, reality, and where foreign policy is really headed. And if you want more sharp takes on geopolitics, hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't have to miss the next deep dive, only at Diplomatic Derivatives.